Okay, sorry about that. Part two. I'm going to bridge this to that first video regarding Sylvester Stallone and let you equate the facts and deduct whether or not it was Democrats or it was Donald Trump trying to protect Sylvester Stallone. But this is what happened to me. 2015, I moved to New York City. I didn't have a job yet. I was still detoxing the heavy metals and things that I'd been poisoned with from my body. And I could only run a mile and a half on a treadmill, walking and jogging. And then I would wrap myself trying to detox out and the poison from my body and to lean out, to lose weight. Because the whole time they kept giving me vibes like, if somehow you can be good enough, you can be better, we'll pay you for your movies, we'll use you in movies, we'll marry you, we'll be with you, we'll date you, we'll love you. And so I was looking for some form of restitution, because God knows by then I had lost my car, I didn't have a job because I had been poisoned. They wrecked my car that I had paid cash for, my job that I had worked hard for, my apartment that I had already paid a month in advance. So moving forward, I'm in New York. The only place I had to stay was called King Spa, and it's a family-style Korean bathhouse. It's in Palisade Park, New Jersey, on the border of Inglewood, New Jersey. And how it works is you go in, the women are separate from the men, you shower, they give you a uniform, they have hot rooms, so it's like holistic. They have spa services, which I never got one of them in the whole almost 2 years I'd stayed there. But beyond that, so I'm there, I bought a membership for 6 months. Anyway, lo and behold, I'm trying to find jobs. I start doing demo work, and that included having to lug a table back to New Jersey, hide it there because you couldn't really bring belongings inside, and then go out and fake like I was normal in my living situation and hustle demos like at Columbus Circle all over the city, and then lug that demo table back, all the while doing what was right, you know. I could have been like other people, but I didn't. I never lost my character. So I did that, and then fast forward to 2016, like around February. I hear that Donald Trump wants volunteers for Trump Tower. I go and I apply. First they didn't call me, and then and probably because I had a little suitcase with me, because that's how I had to do. You couldn't leave your belongings at the spa all night. You had to bring them with you, right? So I had a little suitcase, and I also had a storage. So that's how I lived, and waiting for these people to be loyal to me, to pay me back, to give me restitution, because God knows what happened to that Russian agent in England that joined MI6. He defected from the KGB. They came and they found him, and they put the same type of poison in his tea, and he laid there like a cancer patient, and he died, because it affects every one of your organs. It affects your tissues. It goes into your tissues. Your body's trying to soak it away from your organs. It goes into your kidneys. I would wake up every night with my kidney sore, and I kept trying to flush it out with green drinks and holistic things I knew, because I used to work for a natural food broker. So I know holistic health. And it also greatly affects your reproductive organs. So that's another thing besides. So that's just ridiculous, considering I'm a virgin and I've never had sex with anyone, and I've lived a holy life, and they've robbed me, quite frankly, you know, of so much. And so I'm waiting for these millionaires to like pay me back, as they post innuendos on social media. And I'll never forget the day I saw Sylvester and Arnold like going to lunch, right? And you know, and the media's all there, and they come out, and one of them is flashing like a wad of money, like flashing it like I was at my mom's then trying to I was working and trying to flush all this out. They're flashing money like an innuendo, like, oh, we're gonna pay you, Wendy. So now fast forward, it's almost 2 years later, because it's 2016. I'm at Donald Trump's call center. They didn't call me the first time, but I kept pursuing, and then they finally told me where to be, and I showed up to Trump Tower, started making calls, and that was intermittent because I was still trying to do merchandising. I worked late at night doing card merchandising, set up all these greeting cards and all this stuff, sometimes having my suitcase in the store and just having to act like, oh yeah, it's part of my merchandising stuff, and it was my clothes, right? So mind you, and one of my stores was robbed at 3 a.m. by a sawed-off shotgun, and thank God I wasn't there, but the Lord was really with me. But so during this time, you know, a job with Donald Trump meant more to me than probably everybody else in that room. Like, the sum of my whole life was in that moment. I sent a resume once, but it probably got thrown away. Sent it through mail. So I'm there, and I know that every spiritual leader I've had, they know that what I bring is more than just calls. Like, I've spent 42 days in the past fasting for the power of God, so much so that it gave me gallstones, which that's a side effect of fasting. And I couldn't have the surgery 2 years while all my likeness image was being used in movies, because I couldn't afford the insurance until I bought my own plan for almost $400 and then had the surgery. And by then, after 2 years of that kind of pain where I was down to just eating oatmeal, I couldn't even drink coffee. And I was looking for like Jim and Gino and these people that were using my likeness and had made all kinds of money filming inside and outside my hotel where I stayed. It was a roach apartment because I didn't have the money and I was still working, but I couldn't afford anything else. And I was there in terrible pain, and long story short is that I finally had the surgery, and when I did, it was attached to my liver. So moving on to Trump Tower, I'll let you deduct again whether this is Democrats or this is Donald Trump covering up for Sylvester Stallone. I'm there, and I'm just throwing this whole thing out there so you can weed it out, and I'm hoping to be called to Washington to give my testimony, because the facts are this. Just push aside everything else that I've said so far, and these are the facts. So I start making calls around February 2016. By then I couldn't stay at the Korean spa because I was down to fumes and I didn't have a job yet. And I said, I found another place for $200 and some for a membership the whole month in Flushing called Spa Palace. And I would go there around 5, have to shower, and then sleep till 11 when they closed, and then leave. And then I'd go into Times Square to the 24-hour Starbucks and wait there all night and work on my business management school, because I had just started in the fall, December 1 of 2015, a business management degree. And I'd been to college before, so I'm doing that too during this whole time, if that shows my character in any kind of way. So there I'm in Starbucks doing that, and then sometimes I'd go to my membership at Planet Fitness and stay there all night. And then, long story short, I went back in March. February was also my mom's birthday, and I know it was down to fumes, so I wanted to be able to get her a present too. So the money I saved, I did that as well. So then March, I'm back using coupons on Groupon or whatever cheap place I could find to go back to, and I had one gentleman there that used to sell me tickets, so if that matters. So I went back to King Spa in Jersey. Then lo and behold, come May, I get a job with the real schedule, I'm a salesperson again with real benefits, real vacation, all this stuff. So that's in May. I'm still going to Donald Trump's intermittently.